YouTube made a huge announcement this past week. The community guidelines for what I can cover as a YouTuber will be changing in mid-November. This set of updates includes cracking down on cashing out of NFTs or other digital goods that have monetary value while I'm doing a video. This could also cover other play-to-earn games as well, which are not necessarily crypto-based. In this episode, we'll take a look at these changes that have a high probability of affecting myself as well as other YouTubers that you may watch who cover play-to-earn games and Web3 games. If you'd like to learn what's happening, please stand by. Hey everyone, Bronze Dragon here. Thanks for dropping by as always. I appreciate the time you spend with me. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't. And please think about supporting the channel by becoming a member. This is a video that I didn't expect to have to make this week. Shout out to Erroneous for tagging me on X with this information last night. And today I kind of went down the rabbit hole of going from whenever I first got up thinking the sky was falling to looking at different takes and different thought processes on what is actually going to happen with these new rule updates that will happen in November. So as you know, YouTube has a set of rules. They're called community guidelines that we as YouTubers have to subscribe to and follow in our YouTube videos. Otherwise, they can get taken down. They can get demonetized. They can be age restricted. A number of different things can happen if we don't follow the rules. So, as you know, I've been covering Web3 games, mainly Splinterlands, for a number of years, as well as Atlas Earth, which is a play-to-earn game, which may be on the fringes of this, may be affected, possibly. YouTube words these very loosely, so a lot of things can be inferred or guess, and they do that on purpose, I think, because then they can basically enforce whatever they want to, right? And at this point, all rules are enforced by AI, so you don't really have a human there, looking at the rules and looking at your video and says, oh, that's okay. You don't have that anymore. We have this wide net that is cast by AI that could allow for possible, taking down of videos. And if you know anything about YouTube, once you get a video taken down, then you can go ahead and you can ask them to put in a case and look at it and look at the case and see if you can get it put back up. But you have to do that for every single video, and oftentimes it takes a long time. So with that kind of at the outset, let's take a look at exactly what the changes are going to be. And it covers a few main subcategories of games that you might like to look at coverage on YouTube about, but it doesn't specifically mention Web3, except for it does. Let's take a look at it and read through. YouTube's strengthened approach to online gambling and graphic violence in gaming. Starting on November 17th, 2025, we'll be strengthening enforcement of our community guidelines around online gambling and graphic violence in gaming. So this is how it's framed. The changes are to crack down on gambling and graphic violence. Okay, so let's go on. Our policies are designed to evolve alongside the digital world. We're making these updates to keep pace with new trends like gambling with digital goods and to more closely align our guidelines for mature content with industry standards. Okay, here are the summaries of what's going to be changing. Specifically called out, online gambling content. Our current policy prohibits content that directs viewers to online gambling sites or applications that are not certified by Google. We're expanding our enforcement to now cover online gambling with additional items that have monetary value, including digital goods, i.e. or e.g. video game skins, cosmetics, and NFTs. And this is what brought up my interest and what brought a lot of people's interest in various forms of social media, especially if you're interested in Web3. So we talk about NFTs, or I talk about NFTs in my videos all the time, cards from Splinterlands and other games, right? Different assets in other games, which fall under digital goods, and they can be bought or sold for profit. So discussions such as buying and selling NFTs for profit could be construed under this paragraph, right? Even though it's not gambling, just by the nature of mentioning buying and selling NFTs or staking cryptocurrency, i.e. SPS and DEC usage for buying and selling things and making a profit by cashing out, could be caught under the wide web that AI goes through and looks for videos covering these kind of content. So not that it's specifically ruled out by this coverage or this new rule set, But because AI is looking for these topics, it could be caught within that web. Okay, next up, social casino content. We've all seen these lately. It seems like these apps have come out of the woodwork everywhere. Gamble your paycheck away on social casinos. We're updating our approach to casino-style games where nothing of real-world monetary value is wagered or cashed out. Content that depicts, promotes, or facilitates social casino sites will now be age restricted. So if you want to do a video about social casino games and such, you've got to be 18 or over to view those videos. Next up, and the last section we have here, is graphic gaming content. So you guys know who you are. I think this mainly applies to horror games and first-person shooters. In addition to our existing guidelines around graphic gaming content, we will age restrict an additional small subset of video game content featuring realistic human characters that focuses on scenes of torture or scenes of mass violence against non-combatants. So it's not the fact that you're shooting somebody that's shooting back at you, but if you're shooting, like, I don't know, I guess they could be construed as like zombie shooter games or some characters that are not main combatants, right? We'll consider several factors when reviewing this type of content, such as duration, prominence, realistic human characters. Okay, so obviously in this subset of changes, the main thing I was worried about and I wanted to talk about was the NFT and crypto connection here. Okay, so if you're wondering what will happen if you're a content provider, these are the basic things that can happen. Okay, so we expect most channels will experience little to no impact. However, I expect to have a decent percentage chance of having an impact my channel. Now, how large that will be, I don't know, because there's no way I can know until the bomb actually drops on me on November 17th, and I'll have to deal with the cleanup. And from there, have some takeaways as far as what can be covered and what can't be covered as far as my Web3 coverage and my play to earn coverage. Okay, existing videos. Content uploaded before November 17, 2025, of which I have more than 750 videos. That's why I can't go through them right now. And that's why I have to kind of wait for the fallout to happen. That violates these guidelines may be removed or age restricted, but will not result in a strike. And this is a good thing because as a YouTuber, you only get 3 strikes within a 90-day period, which this will be because this change goes into effect. And then, you know, if I got strikes on all my videos, I might have potentially 100 to 200 strikes, right? Because I have a lot of videos that talk about using the blockchain to buy cryptocurrency to bring it into a game, to buy then things within that game like cards or other things, and then playing the game, earning a profit, earning some NFTs, selling those NFTs, and then taking the money out of the game, that kind of thing, that all could fit within here. If I got a strike on it, I would be easily removed from YouTube. So it's a good thing that we're not going to get strikes. However, they can take the video down, they can demonetize it, or they can slap an 18 or over age restriction on it. So that's what they can do. Okay, making edits. So if you are a creator, you know that if you have some problem with a video and they decide to make a change to it, like demonetize or something, you will get an email announcement for that. And then you have the possibility to go in and edit out portions that would make the video not apply to these rule sets. However, I think this verbiage is so wide open that it would be really hard to go into a video and edit it out. You know, in a lot of cases, if you edit it out, there's no video left anyway. So, but there is the possibility to use the trim and blur and, you know, chop up the video a little bit. And the last statement, you're going to get notifications if they change the video. Of course, you can appeal it. These appeals are lengthy processes in most cases. In most cases, if this happens to a lot of videos of yours, you're going to have to do an appeal process for every single video, and it's going to take an inordinate amount of time and effort to do that. And a lot of times you're not even promised the video getting back up online. So there are a lot of different inferences and ways you can kind of read it. If you read it strictly by the verbiage there, then you know, we shouldn't be covered as far as people who cover Web3 games where you're playing and, you know, using NFTs for gaming purposes. There are a few topics there that are kind of hazy, you know, like buying and selling crypto in the games, and buying and selling NFTs, and selling NFTs for crypto and then cashing out the crypto for US dollars and things like that. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So what I'm mainly worried about here is, and the impact I think I will feel as a YouTube channel who covers Web3 games as well as play to earn games is that when the overarching AI that controls enforcing these new regulations, my coverage might be on a game where I sell a NFT card that I earned in game, and then I made cryptocurrency with that, and then I cashed out my cryptocurrency for profit. It might catch that. It also might cover a play to earn game where I have, I buy a parcel of land in game, which isn't necessarily an NFT, but it has a randomality to it. So a certain sort of gambling to it. And I do a video about that and show that I'm overturning parcels and showing my rarities while also talking about the money I'm earning from the game. So a lot of this can be, while it's not in the specific verbiage, could be caught under the overall AI umbrella of it. And while if you protest it and you have them do a new look at it as far as the case goes, you could possibly get that overturned. However, each one of those videos you have to do that has a long time and effort to have that accomplished. And at a certain point, it just becomes a huge waste of time and effort when you shouldn't have had done that anyway. So those are my thoughts. I want to hear what you have to think about that. Let me know in the comments. And also, when November 17th comes and goes, I'll probably do a little video on it. I don't expect to actually be taken off the air. I do expect to have a big impact as far as the videos that I have listed. Some may be, if you're below 18, you may lose sight of them. They may go behind an age restriction. Some videos may be taken down. Obviously, I'll probably look at the numbers and figure out what's going on and do a short video on that. But it's set to greatly impact me, and not just me, but others on YouTube who cover topics such as I do. So as always, this has been Bronze Dragon. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in the next one.